Welcome to W&L Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with men's lacrosse coach Gene McCabe, baseball captain Drew Weprinsky, and women's golf captain Sara Moir. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington and Lee athletics. At the Division III Swimming Championships in Shenandoah, Texas, first-year Tommy Thetford earned first-team All-America honors in both the 50-yard freestyle and the 100 free. Sophomore Emily Rollo represented the women's team, breaking the school record in the 400 individual medley in the preliminary round. Lisa Freed finished as the individual medalist as women's golf won the Randolph-Macon Invitational. The riding team placed 4th at Hollins, 10th at the University of Virginia, and 6th at the regional championships. Dana Lee, Jillian Catterhagen, Janie Fugate, Aaron Jung, and Eddie Barnes all won events for the track and field teams as they opened up the outdoor season with the W&L Carnival. Baseball swept an ODAC doubleheader on the road against Guilford, beating the Quakers 10-5 and 10-2. Men's tennis picked up wins over Christopher Newport and Hampton-Sydney before falling 6-3 to Sewanee. Women's lacrosse stayed unbeaten in ODAC play with a 9-4 road win over Lynchburg, and men's lacrosse improved to 2-0 in the conference and 7-2 overall with an 18-1 home win over Bridgewater. With me in the studio is men's lacrosse coach Gene McCabe. Gene, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
You had a tough game against Colby on Tuesday night, but the previous 4 contests, Washington and Lee had given up a grand total of 12 goals. That stretch included a pair of wins over NCAA tournament teams from last year, Mary Washington and Sewanee. What's made the Generals' defense so stingy this year?
Well, I think for the most part it has to do with experience. I mean, we only graduated one defensive player who played a lot for us last year. That was short stick defensive midfielder Drew Kenovan. So everybody coming back, I think there was a lot of experience, a lot of talent there, and some depth too. We've added some depth with some key play from some first-year players as well.
How has your non-conference schedule prepared you for ODAC play?
Well, I think each and every year what we try to do is play as tough a non-conference schedule as we can to prepare us for what we know will be a gauntlet of ODAC games. And I think you look at the teams we played, we tried to play as many teams who were in the NCAA tournament the previous year, plus we added Colby College, and SCAC team was very, very good. So I think that overall, what we wanted to do is test us. We want to be battle ready. We want to know who we are going into conference play, the meat of the conference play, and I think our non-conference schedule has allowed us to do that.
Washington and Lee has an impressive senior class that contributes all over the field. What are your expectations for that group in particular as you get deeper into the conference schedule?
Well, I think their leadership is first and foremost. We have to have that from them, and I think we will get that. We have a bunch of talented seniors that are hungry, that are driven. They've got to continue to work to bring this team together. I don't think we've played our best lacrosse yet, so we want to make sure that we're peaking at the right time. And I think our seniors are vital in terms of enabling us to do that. And I think on the field, obviously, we need their best performances down the stretch. I think all those guys have to step up and play to the best of their ability, because I think when we do that, I think we're a pretty tough opponent to beat.
The Generals will face Hampton-Sydney and Roanoke on the road, Lynchburg at home over the next couple of weeks. What are the keys during such a tough stretch of the ODAC schedule? Well,
I think doing the little things, which is they're really not that little. You got to win ground balls, you got to make saves, and you got to win faceoffs. And I think we have the ball. I think we're capable of putting the ball in the back of the net. And our defense, has played pretty consistent, and we have to, continue to improve. I think learn from this last Colby game that we just played, look for the team to continue to get better every game. And I think we know that we're headed into the meat of some really tough ODAC contests. So we need to be mentally and physically prepared and focus on us and continue to kind of stick with the theme that just get the next one, focus on the one right ahead of us, and try to get better every game.
Gene, thanks for joining us here. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Here with me now is Sara Moir, junior golf captain from Roanoke. Sara, welcome back to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Washington and Lee overcame a 3-stroke deficit over the weekend to win the Randolph-Macon Invitational. What were the keys during Sunday's comeback?
Well, yes, we did struggle a little bit on Saturday. We didn't put together the rounds we had wanted to. So that night we kind of talked about it and we were like, all right, we're going to go out there and try to have the best rounds of our lives and just focus on every shot. And we went out Sunday, everybody improved. Lisa Freed had a fantastic round. She had a 71. So that really led the way for us and helped us to victory.
During your 3 tournaments so far this spring, 3 different first years have finished as the individual medalist. How has that class already impacted the Washington and Lee program?
They have made a huge impact on our program. They've been a great addition to the team, and not only for golf, but they're all just great people. They've adjusted very well to college life, and we're very, very lucky to have them here.
There are no events left on the spring schedule until the ODAC Championship, which comes right after winter term exams. What will the team do to stay sharp over the next few weeks?
Well, we're going to practice and try to get out for a few rounds. It's kind of tough having finals and everything with all the tough academic work right now, but we're still going to just get out, work on putting especially a lot, maybe take a trip and play a couple different courses and just get ready and come out hopefully playing our best golf of the year.
This is still just the 3rd season of varsity women's golf at Washington and Lee, especially with the success that the team has had this year. How exciting is to be a part of this?
It's so fantastic. Rachel Wright, the other junior, and I talk about it all the time. You know, when we came in here, we had no idea really what to expect, and it was a completely clean slate. So to build it up and be a top 10 team in the country by our junior year has been just such a great experience, a great learning experience, and just a lot of fun. So.
Sara, thanks for joining us here. Best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
I'm joined now by Drew Weprinsky, senior baseball captain from Atlanta. Drew, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Up until this weekend, Washington and Lee have been struggling offensively, but the Generals scored 20 runs on 28 hits in a doubleheader sweep of Guilford. What allowed Washington and Lee to break out of its slump over the weekend?
Yeah. Well, I knew exactly what it was, but I think a large part of it was the fact that the teams we played did have some pretty good pitching. And also the fact that we really hadn't seen a lot of live pitching in a while. We really were off the field for about 30 days and about the time leading up to that week and a half where we were pretty stagnant offensively. So it's one thing, hitting off the tee and seeing coaches throwing to you, but it's kind of a whole other animal when you're seeing someone off the mound throwing off speed and just trying to get you out. So I think that was that kind of led to our stagnant offense the first week and a half when we got back, but now we're feeling pretty comfortable and pretty good at the plate, so hopefully we can continue that.
Earlier in your career, you put together a 31-game hitting streak. What's it like for a batter at the plate when everything seems to be going right like that?
It's nice. I think, when you're up there, you're really confident, and confidence always helps when you're hitting. You see the ball really well, but also a large part of it is just luck. Anyone who's played baseball can kind of attest to there's a lot of luck in the game, and when you get 31 games with a hit, you know there's some luck involved there, and I was definitely the beneficiary of some of that. So,
you spoke earlier about the long layoff. We talked with Coach Stickley about the 29-day break as well because of all the late snow. How did you cope with that, you and your teammates?
You just kind of have to keep going. At some points, you just have to laugh a little bit about it when you get multiple doubleheaders canceled at once. But really just keep going, trying to find ways to continue to get better. We saw different pitches off of our pitching machine, tried to play different kinds of games in the hitting tunnels, just anything to really keep us moving forward. And I think in the couple of days leading up to our Shenandoah game, when we actually knew we were finally going to be able to play, we really started to ramp up our energy and just get really excited. And I think that really helped us moving forward, and we played one of our best games against Shenandoah. So.
You're about to embark on a 16-day period that will feature more than half of the ODAC schedule. How critical are these next couple of weeks?
Yeah, they're going to be absolutely huge, but I think our coaches have stressed this, and the captains are going to try to stress it as well, that we really just need to take it one game at a time. It's easy to look ahead when you've got 4 important games in 1 week, but approaching it one game at a time, just really focusing on that, and then after that game, putting it behind you and moving forward. It's going to be a grind, but we're really looking forward to it, and I think if we have the right mindset, we can really come out on top. So,
Drew, thanks for joining us here. Best of luck the rest of the year.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeremy.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. Women's tennis takes on second-ranked Emory at home on Friday afternoon. Men's and women's track and field will compete in Bridgewater's Jobson Invitational, which starts on Friday. Men's tennis plays host to number 11 Carnegie Mellon on Saturday morning, while the women will meet the 7th-ranked Tartans later in the day. Baseball squares off against Roanoke in a conference twin bill at Captain Dick Smith Field. Women's lacrosse will meet Virginia Wesleyan at Watt Field, and the men's team hits the road to face Hampton-Sydney. Also this weekend, riding will compete in the IHSA Zone 4 Championships at Goucher, and men's golf travels to Towson for the Whiting-Turner Invitational. For W&L Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.